Hey y'all, welcome back. Okay, so today is an outside day. It's an inside day. Sister's working in the house. She's working on dishes. She had a friend over yesterday and they did a little celebrating and we didn't get all the dishes finished, so she is going to finish those. It is Sunday afternoon. We just got back from church. And Jackson and I are going outside. I'm going to take you out there and show you what we're going to be working on. Mr. Jerome is coming tomorrow because tomorrow marks the first day he's going to be cutting grass. Praise the Lord. So let me show you what we're going to be working on. Okay, so this is the side yard. Definitely in need of getting cut down. It is time. I got to go through and I'll get all this flower bed stuff cleaned out. But all of this needs cut. Right, all of this needs cut. What Jackson and I are going to be working on today is because Mr. Jerome is coming to cut the yard. I want to get all these pine cones and stuff up. So we're going to be working on getting these pine cones and stuff raked up. I'm going to just come out here and do a big rake. I'm not going to necessarily do, I don't want to say spot rake, but I want to make sure that I get up all of the pine cones because I don't want him to navigate his machine around the pine cones. His lawnmower, Lord have mercy, his machine, the lawnmower. And then of course over there on that side, lots of growth. Remember, Mr. Jerome does not come October. He stops cutting grass in October and then he comes back in April. So all of that, wait. Anywho. And then for this spot over here, normally Mr. Jerome comes in once a year and he cleans out all the growth that happens in here. What we have is I have diggers and they dig up the yard. So the best thing to do is to give them a spot to dig, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fence off, starting over here. I've got like some chicken wire and I'm going to fence off this whole tree line situation so that they can have a place to dig. And when they, Brenda, look, I see you. They smelling stuff. What you doing? Brenda Ann, Bridget, what are y'all doing? So anywho, that's what Jackson and I are fixing to do. We're getting ready to work in the yard as far as just getting up these pine cones. Alrighty, you guys. So here I am just giving Jackson some directions. I'm putting on a podcast, not a podcast, but one of those little murder mystery things that a Dateline Discovery that I listen to on in my earbuds, and I am going to get busy doing the things. So, a lot of people don't enjoy yard work. I don't necessarily enjoy yard work, but I grew up doing it. And so it's not a task to me or a chore to me. I just get her done the best way I know how. And it helps to have something in my earbuds while I'm working. I also try to model, hard work ethic for my children because they're going to need this when they, grow up and have their own. My older children are grown, but once they move out, the younger two, and have their own lives and families and properties and all those types of things, I want to teach them how to appreciate what the Lord has given us and how he's blessed us with this property. Again, when I first looked at property, this was not what I looked at. The yard that I looked at was so small in the first house, but I liked the house. But I'm very thankful that we have this particular space now. And I'm just working in straight lines until we kind of met in the middle. That's how I kind of done it. It was just easier that way. And now I have to put all of the bags into, all of the pine straw and pine cones into bags. We don't have curbside yard waste pickup here. So all of this will have to be disposed of, and I'll just put it to the side until Mr. Jerome comes the next time and ask him to haul it away for me. I've got some other yard debris out there as well that I'll get him to haul away whenever he is able. Sometimes he doesn't always do haul-offs on the same day that he cuts the yard. And so I'll just ask him, hey, Mr. Jerome, when you're able to, will you be able to haul off these bags for me? And so I take 2 rakes and I'll just rake up all of the waste, and we'll put these in. These are 39-gallon yard bags. And I think we filled up about 5 or 6 of them with just this little bit. And we didn't even do the whole yard. We just did one side of the yard that had these pine cones and pine straw. We still have pine trees in our backyard, which I wish we didn't have, but we do. So all is well. This did really work out. Jackson and I working in tandem together. So he just held the bags so it didn't fall down inside of the trash can. And this was easier too. We just had a trash can that we used to put the bag inside. It makes it easier for me to dump it in and for him to then push it down. And then I'm just going around and raking up all the residualness and continuing to fill the bag as much as we possibly could with all of the yard waste. And so here we are now. I'm working on the dogrun, and we just thought we would move it up a little bit, because if you see my neighbor's fence behind us, it has 2 holes in it where the slats have fallen down. So all it's going to take is for that 3rd slat to fall, and the dogs would be skinny enough to fit through the hole. And so we don't want them to be tempted to do bad things. And so we just moved it down a tiny smidge. And this is some chicken wire. I had a mesh fence out there before Mr. Jerome put the cattle panel in. And he was out cutting the yard one day and his weed eater got caught up in it. So he replaced my mesh with this actual like chicken wire. It's like the metal kind. And so I'm just getting it all unraveled, and we're going to begin to stretch it around these garden posts. These just came from the garden. That's what I had holding the mesh wire up. And then after it got all caught up in his weed eater, I just had them hanging out in the garden. So this worked out for us extremely well, and this was an activity that the kids and I could get done easily. Now Jackson is moving some stuff out of my car. He has the wheelbarrow, so you can't really see him, but he's moving things from my car to the garden to work on our next project. So we just let him keep doing that, and sister and I did this particular part of it. And so it's not that he's not helping. What is happening is he's working on another particular job. And so sister thought she wasn't going to need gloves for this, but that is actual wire. And so it has a tendency to eat up your hands. And so, of course, he just jumps in and helps. And a lot of people do mention how my kids are very helpful. I think I've always presented things to them as you're going to need this when you get in your real life, in your own adult life. So let's not just look at it as helping mom out, but, this is what it's going to be like when you move out on your own. And I think they've risen to the challenge. And then honestly, we really do just enjoy hanging around each other. Sister was finishing up the kitchen, and then she got done. And then she came out to help Jack and I to finish. Well, we had actually finished doing the pine cones and pine straw, and she jumped in on this project. So I'm waiting for Jackson to bring me additional garden stake so that I could actually kind of anchor this up a little bit. It was not holding as well as I wanted it to. Now, I don't think the dogs will come to the stakes and mess with them, but I still always want it to be nice and secure so that things do not fall down when they're out there. And again, we are going to be able to close this if we need to. Right now, it is pretty open, and they can go in and out of there if they want to, but we have made it so that it can be closed off if we needed to. And I tried to make a point of putting it just around the tree area so that Mr. Jerome still had free range to cut the grass, because I don't want it to get stuck where the grass can't be cut. All right, y'all, we're done. We got we have all but one of the pine cones picked up because it escaped. And then we also put up this little run for the dogs. Oops, don't fall, Shakema. Okay, very good. This is not necessarily to contain them, because we like them to be free in the yard. They're more than welcome. But they've been digging. And so if they're gonna dig, they're gonna dig in here. They're not gonna dig in the yard. So what we did was we put up this chicken wire that we had. You probably can't see that, but we had some chicken wire from last year, and we had those stakes, so we put those in. They can go in and out, which is perfectly fine. No, mama. No, ma'am. Mama. No, ma'am. She's trying to steal her treat. So that way they can play in there. No, ma'am. You better get your life together and get saved on a Sunday. Ain't nobody playing with you in Jesus' name. No, ma'am. Negative. Oh, the devil is using people out here. Ooh. So anywho, that is all we're gonna do. Again, Mr. Jerome is coming, and we tried to put the fence so that he can still cut the grass real good, but at least they have a little place that they can kind of just come out here, and if we need to put them away, we can, and they can still be outside, and there's enough space. We put it around the trees and all the things, and so it works out. I am talking to Mr. Jerome to see if we can, at Lowe's Home Improvement, they sell these panel fences. So I'm talking to him to see if he can drill me, do me some posts, and I can get like 7 panels. They're like $75 each. And we just may get one here and one there, and, you know, do it that way and finish out the rest of the fence. And I think that's something Mr. Jerome can do. So anywho, we're gonna head on to another garden project. We do want to thank y'all so much for stopping by, hanging out with us. We think you're gonna like this next one, so hang out for that one too. Please like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll see you next time.